So in this case, if you guys really want to know, the girl is a 26-year-old female, and this is the situation that she's facing, right? So basically, her ex reach out to her, but it makes sense because he has a natural caring personality and stuff like that, right? And they're both kind of doing great with their life. All right, so these people dated in 2018. They broke up roughly around 2020, right? So they dated for about 2 years, and then after that they broke up. We're right now currently, for the people who's listening, we're currently in 2023, and so for a good solid 3 years, they haven't spoke out or spoke to each other, reach out and contact each other, right? So then the ex reached out to her because of the fact that he's just a natural caring person. So he's like, "Hey, are you okay? How you doing?" and stuff like that. And she did the same thing where she just basically responded to him and just see how he's doing. And one thing led to another, and like um the problem is that even though he reached out to her and stuff like that, he's she get that it's just his caring side, but he has no type of feelings or anything attachment as far as redating, even though he's single and she's currently divorced actually. um so she's currently divorced.
Damn, a lot happened
Yeah,
within 3
so
years.
Wow, yeah, right?
so she's currently going through a divorce, and so she's technically single too. So they kind of in this vibe of being a friend and stuff like that. And she respects and understand that he's reaching out, and they're talking to each other almost every day, as if they're friends and whatnot. And she understands that he's, I guess you can kind of say, doesn't want to be back together and stuff like that. But the thing that bothers her is, and here's the part that you kind of had to keep in mind, is that he cheated on her and then left and then came back. So in 2020, he cheated. They broke up, left, and then he came back. And then he admitted to his mistakes and all that stuff and where he fucked up on and all that stuff. And for her, it's she still has feelings, some strong feelings for him, especially after realizing he realized where he fucked up on and all that stuff. But it's kind of like a 50-50, where it's well, he doesn't want to be back together or anything like that, and he is sorry for what he did, but to her it's why should I even bother continuing this friendship? Is it a bad thing that I'm continuing this friendship? That's her question. Or should she kind of cut off this friendship that they currently have?
I say cut him off. You need to think about yourself first. So I was in a position that's kind of reversed. I didn't cheat on anyone, but one of my really good guy friends back in high school, I know him for many years, 10 years. We grew up together, and he started to develop feelings for me, but it just didn't see that way because we grew up together. He was more like a brother. Anyways, so I think you need to have that conversation. My friend had that conversation with me. He said that I think I'm developing feelings for you. Is it reciprocated? And of course I say, no, it's not. And so at some point, I of course, I don't know, I'm also a very caring person. I try to be helpful. If he reached out to me, I will answer back, basically. But there's a point when I had to draw the line and cut myself off myself. I need to wait until he has his mind clear and think that to understand and feel that I am only his friend again. So for you, I recommend that you cut him off because it's not reciprocated. And it's not healthy for you at all to sit in this limbo oh my gosh, I want to go out with him. But can I forgive him? Is he forgiven? And in your head, you don't want to be in that limbo. I say cut him off and take the time, as much time as you need. There's no rush. And it's okay to block that person. Block him. Don't have to answer anything. Just do stuff for yourself. Yeah, just cut him off. Care about more yourself, because it's gonna help you develop better relationship in the future as well, because you want to have like a healthy, clean slate of everything.
Just so I understand your scenario, did you had feelings for this guy too? Back?
No, he was my friend. We've been really good friends and we grew up
It was
together
one
for many
sided.
years. Yeah, it was one-sided.
Okay.
But
I okay.
yeah, we were just really good friends. And then like at some point, like he was just like, okay, that's fine. Like we can be friends. Like, can we just still like talk and hang out? Of course, I say yes, but like sometimes he would do something that is just like make me think like, oh, it's those feelings, and you know it. Like, oh, he's being like extra nice more than like a friend, like more than he used to, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's more like out of friend zone love kind of thing. And so
Right.
that's when I'm just like,
do a little extra when it's a person that we have interest of.
exactly. And so that's when, like, for his own benefit and for my own self, like, you know, just not have to like worry about that and be uncomfortable around him and trying to act differently, because I wouldn't want to act differently around him anyways. So I did have a conversation with him saying that like I think we need to take some break between us friends until we're ready to continue on with our relationship as friends.
That's good, Meg. I totally agree with you. Like I had one of those relationships too where I had to cut it off because we were friends and it was that one-sided thing and I had to just tell him this is not going anywhere besides friends. But I would say to this person that one, would he be this caring towards you and this quote unquote loving towards you if he was in a relationship? Because if he's not, it's kind of obvious he's going to go to kind of a comfort zone as well with you. And also that with her feelings starting to really kick in again for her ex, regardless of whether he cheated on her or not, there's still this room for her to give in to him. And it's clear that he doesn't want a relationship and he doesn't want to date again. So even if they were to take this any further, it would just be purely for sex probably. And that's not going to help her. That's just going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you in the long run, and it's not going to help him. And as soon as he finds somebody, I'm sure he's probably not going to talk to you as much, you know, because if he wanted to be with you again, he would actually be coming after you for that, apologizing, making sure he could have that relationship. So I would just say be careful, but definitely cut it off. Don't talk to him anymore. Just let him know, hey, it's been great. Hope you find what you need, whatever you got to say, but to get out of it. So just leave it alone, because she's going to be the one in pain mostly, more so than him, because he already has made it clear that he's not looking for anything, and she's definitely drawn to him again. So
you brought in a good point about the comfort thing. That's like just human nature, like drawn to like where we're comfortable. And of course it's just the same thing as like anyone that would like, you know, kind of like go back to that ex, kind of be like, oh, like I know this person will take me in anytime.
Right.
So like having that security, like on his view, is something that is like not so good for her.
Yep. I love it.
I have nothing to add because you said like both of you said what I wanted to cover, but also just I think like we all been through there, that type of situation that is similar. And at this point, yes, think about yourself and what you want in life in a way that like, if you're okay to just be fuck buddies, for example, and you know there's not gonna have like anything more to it. In yourself, you know that if you start this, I will not have like feelings and like I'm trying to reach out for something more. And you know it's this and the communication is clear between you two. Okay, fine. But like that gray zone sometimes can be very like hurtful for you at the end. So maybe cutting ties is hard for you at first because you have so many memories because he's an ex and you have a past with him, and you think it's gonna be harder for you. But at the end, maybe like experiences ups and downs and push and pull games will be harsher at the end of the day. So yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I agree with everyone. All I'm gonna say is just be careful, because situations like that, like relationships like that, tend to be kind of dangerous. For example, I've seen it many times with my friends and family where they would cheat, um, and then they'd come back and then make the excuse of, oh, I learned the error of my ways. You know what I mean? They're kind of treating you as a checkpoint, like a safe zone.
Yeah.
Just to, and then there's a high chance that he could do it again. Because it's like, when you have to think about it, like you have to really think about why he did it in the first place. You got to ask yourself that. You can't just blindly say, "Oh, he changed the error of his ways. He's gonna come back to me and stay with me forever." No, you have to honestly look inside yourself and say, "Hey, why did this happen in the first place? It shouldn't have happened." So I would just say be very, very careful walking that thin line between love and the whole infidelity kind of thing. It's very tricky because it's true. Like I agree with you guys where it said a lot of people look for comfort, where a lot of people like being wanted, feeling wanted.
Yeah.
And when a guy says, "Oh, I want to be with you," you're gonna get hit with that wave of emotion, like, "Oh, maybe he did change his mind because he likes me." Like, don't fall for that. So just look out for yourself.
I don't think they'll change. What do you think, Michael?
So
I love how me and you both paused when he said the change word.
So, just a quick recap. They were dating. They broke up because he cheated. He reached out to her, but he made it clear. Well, he doesn't want anything, right? She has some. There's some feelings there. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think he just like, I guess if I were to guess, I think the dude feels like a guilt that like he fucked up on a good girl.
So yeah. So I was gonna
if
go.
I were to guess, yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm gonna go somewhat the opposite way of what they're saying.
Because the advice is not for him though.
No,
Yeah.
but what I'm just gonna say is there's nothing wrong if he made it clear that he just wants to be friends and nothing more. There's nothing wrong with continuing the friendship. You just have to set boundaries with him, because it's been.
Do you think that's possible?
No, but here's the thing though.
Sneaky like, yeah.
No, but here's the thing though. I mean, maybe he is, but that's what I'm saying. Set boundaries, because maybe it's been 3 years, so he had time to reflect, and he obviously realized where he fucked up and what he did wrong. So he's probably trying to make amends, and I mean, I don't know, but this is just like one way that he could see it is that um maybe he doesn't want to go back with her because he knows if they do get back together, it could be different. Because whenever you break up with someone, you get back with them, it's never the same. It's always different.
100%. Yeah.
So maybe he knows, he's like aware that if they get back together, knowing the fact that he cheated on her before, that'll just always be in the back of her mind.
It's just gonna feel awkward all the time.
And maybe that's why he
be
doesn't.
In a relationship where you're gonna be second guessing.
Right. So maybe he knows.
Know how I feel about fucking.
So maybe he knows that she'll probably be like that, and he doesn't want that for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, you could continue the friendship. It's just set some boundaries. Set some clear boundaries for yourself. That's what I would say.
I mean, at this point, she should just focus on herself.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, exactly. She could focus herself.
It's your life, not his. So just focus on yourself. Better yourself. Get a better job. Get raised and get a car. Get a tan line. I don't know. Just make yourself happy. Yeah.
True, but when you're like kind of like, so for me, when I had this question asked to me, it's like I've been in that situation a lot where like I've been with or still surrounded by exes who fucked up on me, and then like they're still around me and they're like really apologetic because they either cheated on me before or like they done some shit like that. And what's crazy is that even though you hear like that they're sorry and then that like you get that closure and like, oh, like I didn't realize how good of a guy you were and stuff like that, and they start to understand why you did the things you did, such as like, oh, he always let me go out and hang out with my friends, like he was never a jealous type and stuff like that, or like you hear things such as like basically like everything, how you kind of navigated the relationship in order to kind of like say protect the relationship, but then they kind of went against it anyways. And then it's like, to me, the way I looked at it was like I did everything in order to protect our relationship so you don't cheat. And the reason why I did that is to protect whatever we had. And that's all the stuff that I prevented. But at the same time, I don't want to have control over your life and telling you what you could and could not do. But then you left me, still cheated, and then you come back to me, tell me all the stuff you realize. To me, like what I told my ex was like that was a smack in my face. It wasn't like as if I was like, I guess you can kind of say felt sympathy that you realized that you fucked up your mistake. To me, I felt when I heard it from my exes, because it's not just one ex that said that they were sorry about it. I heard it from multiple, and I've been in this situation that this girl's been in, where the person, well, for her as a guy, for me as a girl, came back to me and they realized all the like great characteristics trait that they put me on this fucking pedestal and all that stuff. Um, it didn't make me felt any better. It made me felt worse. It's like you did, like I did all this stuff to prevent us from fucking up, but then you took it as that like I was being this type of way, and then you end up cheating, and then you come back to me and tell me that you're sorry. No, that it was a smack in my face, like kind of like realizing that like, okay, I was with a girl because I was too protective, and then she ended up cheating. Then I became very lenient on the next girl, and then to her she took it as I was a guy who doesn't get jealous easily, and then I was too easy on her, and then she ended up cheating. So there was no middle ground for me. Like, and I'm saying that because you know my exes. Yeah. So
I still think it's crazy to this day.
So no matter what I did, there was no balance point for me. But from hearing from the both of them of what I did, it was like a slap in my face. No matter what I did, I couldn't prevent it. So my advice to her, because being in her position, is the smartest thing is that I agree with all the girls. You gotta cut it off. You have to, because you love them, right? And that's the factor of like why we run back to the crazy ones. It's because you love them, and it's because you were comfortable even though that they were crazy, and that craziness, that toxicness is highly addictive, because once you're with someone who's too perfect, it gets extremely fucking boring. That little bit of spontaneous factor becomes really like addictive, and it's something that us humans have to kind of learn to stay away from. And it's really hard to do. It's easy said than done, because honestly, as people can tell from like my stories and stuff like that, I still have some of my exes around me, and it's hard to cut them off. I know that. But if I had a choice that it was easier for me to just cut the ties and just let them go, it would be like that would solve a lot of fucking problems. Because the one thing that like my best advice for you is that you should find someone or date someone who is present with you, because you don't want to date a person who's too wrapped up in the past or looking way too fucking far in the future. You need, I think you should date someone who's present, deal with the situation that is present in front of you, and how to resolve that. Because if you date, let's say if you do date or try to push things and try to rekindle the fire, and you date your current guy in front of you now, there will be way too many second guesses in your relationship. Like, is he really at work? Is he really doing overtime? Those second guesses will poison your brain. The time when you see his phone go off, it will fucking hurt you, even though he says that he changed and all that stuff. It doesn't matter if he does, it does not change. It's still going to poison you to be in a relationship where you're always second guessing, because that's just our natural way. Because us humans, we're always going to protect ourselves once we realize that something hurts. We reach out and touch a boiling tea kettle, it burned our hands. Our brain naturally, our natural instinct is never touch a boiling tea kettle again. And when we're in a relationship, next time we're gonna go with our gut feeling. That time I let my exes slide and let them text some fucking friend of theirs, like when we're going to sleep and stuff like that. Like, I've always let that go. Like, I never really thought of anything of it. I always thought they were always texting their friends. Now, the trauma that I have to face every fucking day is that every time I'm around a girl and I see them smiling into their phone and texting someone when they're around me, I have to second guess it. I have like this gut feeling. And because I ignored my gut feeling the fucking first time, that shit haunted me towards all my other relationships.
It's gonna destroy you, right?
Yeah. So I feel as if she should not be with anyone where she's gonna always relive the past, or someone who's always gonna be looking too far ahead in the future. She should date someone who's currently present. and always be present with her. That's the shortest answer I can give to her, because I can keep going with this because I am fucking damaged by it. So that's me being honest.
We'd be here all night.
Yeah, I could be here all night.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it as short as that.
If you want to hear the full story, go listen to our other podcast.
Yeah, or you can reach out to me personally. I'll give you like my answer personally, or you could feel free to reach any one of the guest stars and co-hosts, right? And I will add their Instagram links below, so you could DM them if you feel as if like they want to add on more. But I feel as if everyone has already said what I would have said, which was to cut them off. And yeah, easier said than done. So that's the only part that I would have added on to it, because I would be too sitting here like a hypocrite if because I haven't done it either. Some of my exes are still around. The only reason why I haven't cut them off is because there's no one new in my life. But once someone new comes in, you're fucking gone. You're as gone as Chris.
All right.
Any chance that your exes are listening in?
My exes do listen to my podcast, so they're very familiar with the situation. Everything that I have said, they already know. I've said it to them personally already.
They're like, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like, I'm one of the ones who sent them on the emotional damage,
putting their hands on their face.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So I understand the whole caring aspect and stuff like that, because I care about people in general. So I understand that. I don't want to go too far into it, because like I could sit here all fucking day. Because So
anybody else have any other inputs or not?
Yeah, you're either gone like Chris or you're gone like Rosaly.
Where's the horn?
Okay, Marco, take it away.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We finally did all the questions in one go. So congrats, everyone. Congrats. Pats on your back. But yeah, this was fun. It's been a while since, we were on here. Glad to see everyone doing well and everyone's happy. This is your boy Marco signing out.
Hey, Dimple, go ahead. With the Dimple.
I'm just spaced out. It's a long night. But yes, I'm excited to be back. Thank you for listening in. I'm your favorite travel buddy, Megan. Thanks for listening in. Hope to be back soon.
Goodbye, friends, amigos, and everyone here. It was fun. Rosaly is singing out. Thank you.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz cumpleaños.
There you go.
All right. Well, it's been great, everybody. Once again, this is Q from the Blasian Badass podcast. Don't forget to follow me at Q, the Blasian Badass. And it's always great to be with the In the Gray people, my people. It's really good to be back here. And everybody better download, listen, and share all of our podcasts, okay? So, till next time.
What up, it's your boy Jay, aka Kimchi Papi. Coming at you live from Echo Base. Thank you all for listening. And again, you can catch me over at my new Instagram. It's Kimchi Ham.
Or you could have put
That's you!
Due to unfortunate circumstances, which I cannot explain.
You should change it to Asian Jesus.
Asian Jesus.
Got hacked.
Yeah, I got hacked. God damn it. I couldn't get my account back for whatever reason, so I'm starting new. But anyways, you can catch my new IG right here, right above my head. Whoever's editing.
It's above his head?
Right
Okay,
here.
I'll put it there.
Right over.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. But yeah, no, yeah, I'm glad to be back, especially with all the guests as well. It's really an awesome time. And remember, you can catch our podcast over at Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify,
YouTube,
TikTok,
Hey.
YouTube.
Fuck sent us some of these questions.
Whatever.
So shout out to Bang Bros, man. You guys are.
Is that where you get
We
your
love
questions?
TikTok.
Some of them, yeah.
And remember, y'all, fit it before you drill it, or I'm coming for that ass.
Fit it before you.
Yeah, I see. I thought of a new one. There you go. You're welcome.
That doesn't even rhyme.
Mhm.
Fit it before you drill it.
Fit it before you drill it.
Unbelievable. All right. Like I'm not used to big black objects in my face, but let me
get used to it.
Or you could have said,
Yeah.
or you could have said, fit it before you hit it.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah.
Well, they get the gist of
it.
it.
Spit it is for the quit it. All right. I don't have much to say other than the fact that I love you girls and I love all of our fans and stuff like that. I really do appreciate the support that you guys sent to me every single day. It keeps me going. And, I really do wish the best for all of you. And I really do hope that you enjoy the car ride while you're listening to us inside of your car. And hope that it makes you smile because, happiness is a commodity. And other than that, remember listeners to Integrate Podcast to always stay gray.